Does the length of a female dog's bleeding affect her fertility timeline?
Hello and welcome to our discussion on a topic that many dog owners often wonder about. How does the length of a female dog's bleeding affect her fertility timeline? Understanding the reproductive cycle of your pet can be crucial if you are planning for a breeding program or simply trying to avoid an unexpected litter.
What is the normal duration of a dog's heat cycle?
The typical heat cycle in dogs, also known as estrus, usually lasts between 2 to 4 weeks, with the bleeding phase commonly occurring during the first 2 weeks. However, this can vary depending on the breed and individual dog. It's important to note that just because bleeding stops, it doesn't mean that the heat cycle has ended.
Does bleeding indicate fertility?
The bleeding phase in a dog's heat cycle is known as proestrus, during which the dog's body is preparing for possible pregnancy but the dog is not yet fertile. The actual fertile period, estrus, usually starts after the bleeding stops. However, the length of bleeding does not directly impact the fertility timeline. The fertility period tends to begin when the bleeding becomes lighter, and the dog will be receptive to males.
When is a dog most fertile?
A dog is most fertile about 9 to 10 days after the start of bleeding, which typically coincides with the time when her bleeding becomes lighter, changes color from a deep red to a straw-like color, or even stops. This is the estrus phase when she is most likely to get pregnant if bred.
How to determine the best breeding time?
Determining the optimal time for breeding can be challenging due to the individual variations in the heat cycle among dogs. Veterinarians often use various methods like hormone testing or vaginal cytology to help pinpoint the most fertile period. Observation of physical and behavioral changes can be useful but not necessarily accurate. So, in conclusion, while the bleeding phase is a noticeable part of a female dog's heat cycle, the length of bleeding does not directly determine her fertility timeline. Rather, the transition from heavy bleeding to lighter or no bleeding generally indicates the onset of the most fertile period. It's crucial to seek veterinary advice if you're planning a breeding program for accurate timing. I hope this video has provided you with a better understanding of your dog's reproductive cycle. Thank you for watching.